Aphromoo, which is always fun to see. Certainly with Yuumi like out of the game, it does feel like support choices can get quite a bit more exciting. Huhi here on the Thresh does mean that there could be quite a lot of action, or at least playmaking potential in the bottom lane if junglers or other laners perhaps want to visit down there. But in general, I think I like the idea that like Closer's the guy for Golden Guardians, right? He's their star. Had an amazing spring performance. He's going to have to synergize with a new mid laner here, and the tables are kind of flipped, I feel like. You know, we used to talk about mid jungler as like the jungler that ganks most effectively for their mid laner is the best jungler. And now with all of these like wanting to farm invade heavy style junglers, you know, it's the opposite. You need your mid laner and your top laner to be pushing in, to be making space, and then pushing in with you so that if something does happen, your team is there to answer first. So it's still, you know, mid-jungle synergy still matters a lot, but how we think about it is a little bit different, or at least something that we haven't seen in a couple metas.
Yeah, I'm also just excited to see Aphromoo Leona, because we're seeing a lot less of the hard engage supports. More of the enchanters are coming in. People are still playing Nautilus, but we're seeing a lot of the Lulus and like you're talking about Yuumi and stuff. So with him on the Leona, that is a one-dimensional champion looking for those long-range hard engage with the ultimates, looking for those combos, and you know that's what people want to see from Aphromoo is playmaking and you know establishing control for the team in the lane.
Yeah, feels like it says a lot about the power of Ezreal, though, if they're still going to take it here, even with something as aggressive as the Leona. Not that Ezreal can't help you when you're going to be aggressive, but it is kind of cool to see that Aphro is saying, you know what, Huhi, my old friend, if you are going to play something like Thresh, I will show you how support is done. It's so easy sometimes. As we are into game for our final game of the day, Golden Guardians and Dignitas will be taking to the rest.
All right.
It's a beautiful day out there today.
Yeah. Outside the biodome from our nice vantage point.
I've never been outside the biodome.
It's a dangerous world out there.
Exactly.
Probably better to stay inside nowadays.
All right. Well, it looks like our 10 champions are spread across the river for now. But as always, be watching the Graves, see where Closer wants to start. Again, had a stellar spring. And we'll be looking to do similar things here. In general, it's just kind of nice to see all the teams back, of course. Great to have the LCS back. And Johnsun and Aphro, certainly in the early parts of spring, a duo we were talking up a little bit more. We'll see if they can have a good opening game here.
In the earlier parts of spring, we were talking up Dignitas as a whole. Froggen, you know, people were getting super hyped. Oh, yeah, you know, Dig finally have a good team built around Froggen. Froggen's finally got some success on the horizon, but they really did peter off towards the end of spring. I think there was a bit of renewal of life when Akaadian came in as their jungler, and actually quite liked a lot of the early looks that they're getting from him. So now gets another chance at it, as you mentioned, against one of his very good friends, Damonte, and actually roommate Damonte in the mid lane. We'll see if he pays a little extra attention.
It's all right. Didn't they do some content together too? Like a little talk show or something? Yeah, certainly very close, but mortal enemies, of course, on the Rift for this go-around. But Damonte, a very exciting player. So we'll see how he fares here on the Ekko, which is certainly a champion we don't see all that often. As Hauntzer is going to push up and then get the deep wards. Again, getting that vision, getting that info, very important to setting up the likes of your Graves. Although right now, Akaadian is very peacefully farming through his jungle. He's full cleared that blue side already and is already onto that red buff. So he's actually flying start here as Viper and Hauntzer continue to trade blows. But not too much trouble here for either champion.
Yeah, you can try and take a look at these trades and see. Renekton is going to try and use the. Oh, never mind.
Surprise!
This is the dream scenario. A Trundle face takes you.
Phasor proccing. Damonte's trying to roam up. Closer just flashing into it, but this smite from Akaadian is going to keep him healthy. Closer resmites, and then one more auto is needed. There it is. First blood as he Tengu dabs all over him. Closer going to pick it up.
Yep, dream scenario for a Graves. The Trundle walks right into phase check you, so you can see he easily procs the phase rush. That's why so many people are taking it now. You can chase him down. You really get to abuse the difference in the champions that we talked about in Champ Select with the range and chase down here for Closer. This sets up the star of the Golden Guardians team and a champion that is perfectly positioned to actually take over the game. to a really good spot here. This is going to be double Scuttle Crab plus First Blood, plus the double buff renewal there for Closer himself.
Yeah, and of course, Closer continues, grabbing that Scuttle as you mentioned. Damonte is going to return to lane after he pushes it out, but not using the TP just yet. He's going to go ahead and save that, doesn't need it with the wave in its current position. But let's watch again, like you said, why is this the dream scenario, Kobe?
Because you get to have a fully unloaded combo there. Use the cast time of your Q, of your W, proc your phase rush, and you start out melee range. So it's easy for him to stay in melee range with the red buff. And he knows as soon as he sees Akaadian flash, I am follow flashing very easily here. Doesn't matter that he gets a smite on the chicken as he's walking by for extra health. Has such a long distance to chase him back under the tower. That this is really painful for Akaadian, really painful for the Trundle player, especially considering, like we talked about in Champ Select, the Golden Guardians have drafted some extra lanes that are looking for kill pressure. If the jungle on this side is winning that hard, this is going to make the lanes really feel it on the side of Dig.
Yeah, I mean, even not necessarily a winning lane, but certainly one that FBI and Huhi are finding pressure in. I mean, they've got the Halo Blades Kaisa that you mentioned, which gives Kaisa way more kick in the early laning phase. And of course, Huhi is going to be bringing Ignite to this lane as well for more aggression. So every lane for Golden Guardians is trying to push and apply pressure, and if you're the jungler, especially something like a Graves, to me, junglers always describe that to me as like, this is my favorite thing, when I can just go wherever I want and my lanes are always pushing.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing too, when I get a First Blood free kill on the enemy jungler walking right into me. Yeah, gotta love it. Interesting though, we can talk about some specifics of this matchup, because I think a lot of people forget that the shield breaking was added to Renekton's kit on his Empower W. So there is an answer there for one of the most annoying things that Sett does in those trades with the Haymaker. Plus, anybody with mobility that can try and dodge away from the true damage of the Haymaker also has options in a lot of the trades. So that's something to keep your eye on when you see these Renekton and Sett matchups.
Yeah, see Damonte, he's eating some poke now and then from the Orianna, but again, doing his job, which is primarily pick up farm, and he's not really falling behind. And keep the lane pushing so that Closer can continue roaming wherever he wants. He's currently bot lane hook looking good there for Huhi, but doesn't quite connect onto Johnsun. Just a little short, but with all this space opened up around the dragon, look what's going to happen. Closer happy to start this objective. Not yet.
Okay, he's got full rage here for Hauntzer. Should be able to make his way out, even though Akaadian's coming to gank and even gets a good trade with it.
Yep. Now definitely going to start the dragon. Oh, Closer getting a Scuttle Crab first. No, actually taking the invade. I guess you have to take the territory that would normally be not neutral, so Closer just going to steal another buff away here from Akaadian. I mean, level 6 to level 5 right now might get even worse after this buff goes down as well.
Yeah, there's just candy everywhere here. Closer's picking up another Scuttle Crab. I'll take that. Oh, blue buff's here too. I will take this. Thank you very much. Yeah, Akaadian showing on the top side, and Closer can just fully loot the bottom side of the map. Dragon, blue buff, Scuttle Crab. You know, their bottom lane's even pushing up, so he's able to get pretty much everything.
Yeah, gonna grab his red as well. It's time to finish clearing his red side of the jungle as Akaadian is at least getting some scraps that were left on the other side of the map. But Hauntzer staying safe means that not even a kill is traded off for the time Akaadian traded into that top lane. So things certainly looking up for Golden Guardians early on. They're actually up 1,000 gold thanks to that First Blood money and Closer's farming advantage.
Alright, let's see what they can try and do to regain some control here on the side of Dig. They keep getting pushed in. Damonte is really helping out with some of that jungle vision as well to keep the pressure on Akaadian. It's just so frustrating to play as a Trundle from this position. They really, maybe bottom side. Maybe you look at the Leona when Aphromoo gets level 6 and, you know, try and combo somebody there and try and open up a kill there. The problem is that Hauntzer has teleport advantage on top side too, so there's just more answers for Golden Guardians even if you try and come up with them there for Dig.
Yep, seems like Damonte now going to move up and get the blue buff, and Herald could be on the cards here. Closer is going to start up the objective. Now we can see, of course, that Akaadian is on this side of the map, so could have a contest if they want. They're actually moving the bot lane up early though for Golden Guardians, so full well knowing that they could be a 5v5 here for this Herald, so making sure they show the presence. And now FBI is going to go back down as the wave pushes back towards him from the Ezreal. And I think they've figured out at this point that Dignitas is not coming to contest this Herald. Although, as I say that, 3 of them are going to walk towards the objective. He's going to go to Closer, gets the eye, but the pillar is there. Closer going to just try and shut him off. The flash is good. Aphro not quite there, but Closer now can't get away. The Sett ult's going to move him back in, and Froggen's able to take him down.
Some vengeance for the side of Dig there for that early kill. They do get the cash in onto Froggen too, so that's right where they want it, on the mid lane, AP threat. And it does cost them the Rift Trails. You know, Closer got it before they were able to get there, but with the roam from Aphromoo, finding the kill is definitely a good step back for Dig.
Yeah, Hauntzer still dueling Viper here in the top side. It will be Blade of the Ruin King here for the Renekton, and quite possibly for Viper as well. As Damonte continuing to do his job of shoving in the lanes, we'll look to the next Drake, which isn't up for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So a small wait until that objective comes up again, but I don't think one death's going to deter Closer too much from continuing to just power farm both his camps and the enemy camps.
Yeah, especially since Flash was used from Akaadian in attempting to get that too, and the Flash from Aphromoo. So we talk about Leona kind of being that one-way champion looking for initiations and going in. Now doesn't have the Flash for defensive capabilities. And it looks like it's another hard press on the bottom half of the map, as you can see them invading the Dig jungle on the mini-map right now.
Yeah, again, Hauntzer tying up Viper, getting actually pretty good of an advantage in that 1v1, and still has the TP up for a short while before it'll be back in the top lane. Damonte looking for Froggen though, gets the electrocute proc, but does not go any further as he did just miss the stun on the W. But again, same deal. Huhi's moving in now alongside the jungler. They're clearing out the vision, prepping for this next objective, and Dignitas are about to lose all of their vision that they so lovingly had placed. Johnsun gets at least one little ward back in, so he doesn't get dove. Aphro though, will get stunned. The hook not quite there.
Oh, they actually don't. They don't want to overcommit to it, I guess. Even though Aphromoo doesn't have a flash and could be chased down. Froggen's holding on to Shockwave, so they probably don't want to get pulled under the turret.
Get too hasty. Ooh, Hauntzer popping the ult in top lane, just going straight onto Viper here in the 1v1. Haymaker is there, but it's actually running out pretty quickly. Sett ult there, going to move him back towards the tower, but it doesn't quite fire the shot. Still, the damage is enough to force Hauntzer away, and a very close duel ends up just about even as far as cooldowns traded and lives retained.
And Viper is able to earn the flash advantage over Hauntzer, getting ulting him right into turret range. So Hauntzer had to spam his flash to get out of there. Bottom side is going to be a responsive Rift Tails though. FBI will be happy to get some of the money.
Yeah, does collect some plates here, though the tower does stay up. 25 seconds after the Ocean Drake is up and available, but FBI is taking a base, so is Huhi. Looks like they'll have maybe not enough time, actually, to get back out on the map. We'll see, but Akaadian and Aphromoo going to clear out the vision that GG had just placed. See if Aphro is not able to spy that control wall just yet. Is Froggen going to go ahead and collect the blue buff for what could be a fight for this next dragon?
Yeah, if we set up now, there is still the flash difference for the top side of the map, and no ultimates for either of those top laners. They both could join with their teleports, but it does feel like there'll be a little bit more of an effect from Viper. You know, with both of them not having their ults, a flash on the Sett would be a bit bigger of an impact if they actually wanted to fight it.
Yeah, Froggen with the ulti as well, and the finished Ludens is in a decent spot to maybe find something, but instead Golden Guardians just take division, take control of the area, and then take the second dragon off the board as well. Cloud Soul for this game as the speed shrines open up around the rift. But it's been pretty easy going for Golden Guardians so far. Just game plan seems to be working. You know, pick winning lanes, push, and get your graves ahead. If that's the plan, certainly in these first 13 minutes, Golden Guardians have executed pretty well.
Not really ballooning the gold lead though, and Dignitas kind of holding on here, so we're not creating like this big discrepancy yet. So I'm still looking forward to the big fight over neutral objective or the next big swing. Because Froggen's looking at just focusing on farming. He's got his Ludens Ekko. He's looking now just Sting's level 11 for the rank 2 in the ultimate, and does have a lot more power and burst damage in that with rank 2 plus blue buff. and Ludens. So maybe he can combine here with Aphromoo as they're looking to pick somebody off. That being said, of course, Closer, still feeling confident on the Graves, has marginally increased the farm lead and is the single level lead over Akaadian.
Yep, Warrior finished as well, alongside the finished Cinderhawk for Akaadian, so not powerful enough as Closer actually goes back, has a Fade and an Executioner's Calling also to buy, so actually had quite a bit of gold that was left unspent. Should be helpful in the next engagement. There is a Rift Herald coming up in a couple of minutes. But the first one at least got some turret plates for FBI, but no tower being taken down means there is still, quite a lot of gold that Golden Guardians can grasp here if they do want to balloon that gold lead, as you mentioned. Looks like we'll make the play topside though, as FBI going to roam up here with his support.
Yeah, Dragon's on timer for another 3 minutes, so Rift Herald will be first one on the map. Trying to answer the macro move here. And should be able to keep it pretty stable.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a little exhibition in charging tier items in this top lane now. Both ADs just getting the Manamune charged up. Looks like Closer actually is going to crash the exhibit. As bottom lane also a dive brewing here in the bottom lane for Hauntzer. Damonte is here, but he's going to be in time. Hauntzer popping the ulti, trying to stay alive. With massive stun under the tower, and Damonte zooms in to pick up the kill and make sure his top lane stays safe. That means tower now to Golden Guardians, and they win on both sides of the play.
Yep, ill-advised right there, because Damonte was right behind him on the trail. And they go for the tower dive, even without the flash. The ult is enough health to keep Hauntzer alive. Nice slice and dice to get to the other side there. And escaping, buying that time for Damonte to come save the day, which means, like you said, free objective on the top side. Tower goes down, Rift Herald short to follow, and they didn't give up anything on the bottom side. And Golden Guardians now feeling so good about it.
Yep, gonna get the Eye of the Herald, look to pop down another tower in the 4-minute timer they have it for. And the FBI even collects the mid-wave, so no farm goes to waste while the map is being reset by Golden Guardians. So, 2,500 gold or so hereabouts. Let's watch the other side of this play in bottom here, as Hauntzer was able to escape that dive.
Coming over from Krugs he was doing at the very beginning. Trying to keep his extra gold up. And they already, if you look at the mini-map, have Damonte have Ekko hovering in a good spot. I think that's just good communication, and they know that they're showing an overloaded top side. So really intelligent here by Damonte to hover halfway between mid and bottom, and then as soon as they saw the sweep on that ward, he immediately heads down and is able to collapse. That is, I think that's just a really good call there by Golden Guardians, by Damonte to scout that. And since Froggen actually had roamed up top side instead of being 3 members for Dig, roaming down bottom side, they win both sides of the map at once.
Yep, unfortunately for Froggen, even committed TP there, which I didn't notice until the replays, so doesn't have that cooldown either to maybe join another play. As you can see, Closer still glowing purple in the Eye of the Herald he has to maybe channel here in mid lane, because 45 seconds till that next dragon is up, so it's time to find some pressure here in mid. 4v3 plus the Herald here for Golden Guardians, but it is just enough to chip it down, not overcommitting for the siege here. Not really an easy way to get in with Froggen roaming back into the mid lane. Damonte has also kind of started his journey as a side laner, which is something that happens almost always with mid lane Ekko. Hooked onto Aphro is nice, goes over though. Leona wants to start the fight here, but Closer buffers the dash out so he doesn't get Leona ulted, and now Aphro is getting charged on Damonte, TPing into the fight. Hauntzer also here joining, but Viper down as well. Damonte though looking to grab the stun and does get it as FBI grabs the last hit. Hauntzer again tanking 3 people on the Dig side. Is buying time for the rest of the squad to move in and get the kills. FBI dashing over the top, does dodge the shockwave as Froggen is low. Damonte still chasing blast cones over the wall as Closer was busy chasing down Viper. Golden Guardians picking 3 different fights around the Dragon Pit and winning all of them. Unfortunately, only getting the 1 kill though.
Yeah, unable to chase down that other kill on the Froggen, but they will reap the rewards of the Dragon afterwards. And another good pick around mid lane here. Closer being able to dodge away from the chain of the CC when Aphromoo tried to flash on him and stun into Leona ultimate. He's just able to E and dash outside the range, and they completely turn it around on Aphro. Then Golden Guardians, 2 quick objectives on the aftermath. So FBI doesn't finish off the turret, takes the safe lantern here, doesn't want to put himself in danger, and they will not overextend.
Yeah, again, some good discipline here from Golden Guardians, continuing to build up that gold lead up to 3,000 ahead now. have those 2 turrets knocked down. Should have mid tower, you think, in pretty short order given how low they've managed to get it. And you can just see really leveraging the strength of now all their champions. Damonte is starting to show off a little bit here. Lands a very nice stun onto Viper and trades him down to about 50% health. Of course, it's Sett, so that life deficit usually doesn't stay for very long. But as I said, with the Lich Bane on the way, he's got the Sheen and the Aether Wisp now. Damonte becomes a very real side lane threat, both in duels and in taking down towers.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you have the Ekko in his position. Even though he used his teleport to join the last fight, there's no extra teleport from Viper or Froggen either. And Ekko is going to have priority in the side lane in that 1v1 now. So the hype for Damonte at Spring, if you remember, and people were like, wait, what? How did Damonte not get on a starting LCS roster? Has carried over all the way here into summer. And I'm definitely excited that he's performing well in his debut here with Golden Guardians. So it goes a little bit beyond just word of mouth and his teammates talking him up and being excited to play with him. It's really showing up here because he laned very well versus Froggen early on with the CS fight nicely, and then has made 2 good macro decisions and has been very quick with his teleports and his roams to his teammates. So the team play is definitely there for him, as well as the stable opening.
Yep, to me that's definitely the most impressive thing. For a new player joining a new team, with new teammates of course, impressive to see how quickly he's gelled with this roster. It's looking very sharp, both mechanically and at a macro level. Again, continuing to harass Viper here. Just so much damage on the passive procs here. And with the ulti up and available, Damonte knows that he's safe to do just about anything as the tower will finally fall there in mid. And Golden Guardians finish felling the outer ring as Akaadian, has to run. Close is just like, there's probably someone in here, let's check. Realistically, he's after the Grump, which he's going to take instead. As even Hauntzer pushes up as well. Yeah,
this is something to point out because, especially in solo queue, when people are a bit ahead, sometimes they have a tendency to still farm their own camps first. But if you see, Closer let all of his camps respawn on his side. You want to mine your opponent's camps first, take away their resources, and then
that was a really nice ulti, but he might be in trouble still. Ult there from Viper. Haymaker's not going to connect. He flashes out the pillar. Does not catch Damonte, and he zips on out of there.
They burned the flash, they burned the ultimate, but unable to catch Ekko today. Some cooldowns expended, but Golden Guardians keeping up that pressure.
And a minute 30 till that. Actually, the Soul Dragon is going to be spawning here. That came up quickly here for Golden Guardians. So it seems to be the thing these days. Junglers just love starting those drakes nice and early. So of course, when you take all of them, you're going to threaten that soul very early on.
These are the ramifications of level 3 First Blood on the Graves, and Golden Guardians being able to take over jungle priority so early on. You basically just feed all those objectives over. Plus, we had multiple instances of this game of Dig showing members top side and Closer immediately taking those dragons, which leads right into their win condition. They don't have to pull anything fancy here. They've got Hauntzer already down on the bottom side, ready to join up, and Damonte's teleport is coming right back off cooldown, so they have all the pressure to play with. If you see Damonte right now trying to push that top wave first to get the extra side lane pressure on Dig and force them to be the ones to put themselves in a bad position around the dragon spawn. There's still a whole nother minion wave, 25 seconds left on the clock, and Dig all kind of impatiently and hovering around the dragon setup here while Damonte gets to push that wave all the way up to the turret and teleport at the ready.
Yeah, I saw the on the way thing well before he was already there. He knows what his job is in this instance, and this tower is actually just going to fall here. Dignitas not interested in defending this one, it seems like. Damonte is backing off for the TP. There it is. Deep into the backlines he goes. See if he can get a big old flank here, because Dig have committed here around the Dragon Pit. Spot Damonte now, though. Hauntzer going to get pulled back in, but gets the stun on Viper in the front line. FBI wants in. Charges in towards Hauntzer. Damonte tries to find the converters, but doesn't grab a good smoke screen there in the front side for Closer. He's in the back of the Drake Pit, but not taking aggro right now. A little bit of a reset here as Golden Guardians will try and find a different angle of attack for this fight.
I like the patience on the side of the Golden Guardians, just kind of holding their advantage. Dragon getting low.
Yeah, Closer getting out of there though. Damonte diving in again, gets the ulti out though, but Viper with a very big ultimate. Into stasis goes Huhi, but that's already a kill. But FBI still left untouched. Exhausted though, causing some issues. Closer, he's trying to finish off the Drake. He wants to get it down. He does not grab it. The kill goes over as Leona will fall there to the Kaisa, and Closer does get out. Damonte diving back in again, but I think a little too reckless this time with no ulti and no stasis. FBI is going to get blasted as well in the front side. And Golden Guardians misstep around the Drake, giving Dig the team fight win and the objective.
Closer must have went over that wall about 6 times in and out of the Dragon Pit, threatening the smite. In the end, Akaadian does clutch it. You know, even after having a decently rough game for himself here, he puts a stop to the Dragon stacking, and Dignitas, in a crucial moment in this game, are able to fend off the Golden Guardians. Look at this. They decide to burn it down, and Aphromoo chases Closer out. Damonte goes in. This time he's got his ultimate. He actually ults fairly early back as a really good initiation from Viper. Pumps up the members of Golden Guardians, allows him to get that kill, and then because of the extra regeneration for Sett when he gets low, he actually can heal back up for a second play here when Damonte goes in again, and he gets the shield, pulls in FBI with a really nice pull right there, and is able to get the Haymaker to finish him off as well. Big impact for this guy, and we didn't talk too much about the Viper coming in to replace Huhi because it wasn't as high-powered of a change. Everyone focusing on Dignitas getting rid of Huhi and getting rid of the big contract and just kind of filling it in with Viper, but that was definitely a significant impact here to the team fight from Viper Sett.
Absolutely. I mean, did everything that Dig needed at that point. You have to stave off the Soul Drake, and they do it. They do get their first Drake of the game as a result. They win the team fight. They stem the bleeding of the gold, which is still up 3,000 or so for Golden Guardians, but certainly not the big snowball that it was turning into. They do still have the issue of figuring out how to get the Ekko out of the side lane, but Dig at least finding a little bit more traction in these fights as the Golden Guardians plan does not need to change at this juncture.
Yeah, they definitely can continue on Dragon focus, and they did get a tower in the split push pre-Dragon fight, as the top one did end up going down. Damonte did enough damage to it. But I have to say, Dig, they're counting their blessings out because they were in a really rough spot, and Froggen now with 2 kills on the Orianna, trying to chase down Closer. They're unable to get him, but they are in a much better position now with a lot more answers for the team fight. We just saw the combo. Viper ultimate into Aphromoo's Leona, trying to lock down CC and eliminate that target. Now Froggen level 16 on the Orianna with plenty of farm and approaching 3 items.
Yep. Speaking of, Damonte also got that death cap very nearly finished, which of course will make his tower taking power even stronger, make him even better of a fighter, make his ult heal even bigger, but you land those big W's in a team fight, you pick up some right targets, and Ekko will kind of do everything in any particular spot. As long as he's ahead enough. Hauntzer though in trouble here in the bot lane, goes into stasis, but Akaadian's here to pillar him up. He does have the flash, does Hauntzer, gonna flash towards his teammates. Huhi, save me, no, Viper, save me! Now been left alone versus 4 members of Golden Guardians. FBI gonna charge in there. Does get the damage down, and Viper is going to get the Haymaker off, but not going to get the kill and not survive the onslaught as Huhi is able to finish off the kill. Now Closer over the top, proc in the phase rush. Going to get himself shockwaved in a moment. Froggen pulls him back in. Closer gets out of there though, is forced to burn the flash however. But again, the same issue retains. Damonte is starting to threaten the inhibitor towers.
Yep, split push and Ekko still doing work. The Spain auto comes out, big chunk off of that tower, taking it down. See if we can get one more inside. Looks like Froggen will be able to arrive in time to fend him off. Those towers do regenerate up to the 33% mark, about a third each, so every third of the tower you get off will last. And you got about 1 there.
Yeah, I mean, certainly that kind of long lane that threatens such an important objective, though, is presumably going to make this next Dragon take that much easier in about 40 seconds here for the Golden Guardians. So we'll see.
Teleports back up.
Yeah, he's got it back. He's level 16. He might have death cap depending on how much farm he's managed to accrue since we last checked in with his itemization. He's taking a recall now, so we'll see if he does indeed have that money. But Damonte will be very high impact because he does finish up the hat. In fact, he's TPing in now. They want a team fight. Damonte just zooming around with the home guard buff. Huhi looking for the hook, but doesn't grab it. Damonte going to be the surprise, though. But parallel convergence will be dodged out of as 12 seconds still to that dragon is up. Perhaps a little premature there for Golden Guardians, but they still have so much control of this area. I mean, look at the vision that Dignitas don't have.
Yeah,
it's dark out there.
Digger looking for maybe a Viper flank here coming in with the Sett as well. They had the one ward behind them. They don't end up pulling the trigger. The dragon's getting burned down right now, though.
Yep, Huhi puts Akaadian in the box, just zoning him out at this point as they're trying to finish off the dragon. Closer getting it low, is going to take it down, and the fight will begin. Viper in the front side, going to get flayed up and blown up by FBI, who's got 3 items and is crushing people at this point as Damonte tags Aphro, but it's just a feint there. The hook is not going to connect for Huhi, though. But Dignitas still forced to run in a 5v4 versus the Cloud Soul.
Yeah, and it's a Cloud Soul versus an Ekko. Ekko already with a super low cooldown on the ultimate, but now Damonte gets the extra speed and insanely low cooldown on this Ekko ultimate. He can continually go for poke, and pretty much every minion wave can ult off of cooldown there. So that becomes very, very tough to deal with, as he's also level 16 with rank 3 in it.
Yeah, Hauntzer also going to finish off this tier 2 tower in bottom lane. So does manage to get an objective off the back end of the fight, as looks like the reset will come in for Baron to be the next point of attention that Golden Guardians can turn to. And I imagine we'll start seeing Damonte go into maybe the bottom lane, although he doesn't have TP right now, so perhaps Hauntzer will stay committed to that particular lane. But whatever it is, again, the situation for Dignitas, despite that little teamfight win around that second Cloud Drake, we're not so lucky around the third, as the Soul has been completed, and that gold lead is still growing for Golden Guardians, as Dignitas need to pick up a couple more items and just find a teamfight.
Yeah, it's definitely getting difficult for them as well. You can see already a Death Dance really close to being completed for Closer on that Graves. It's going to be huge damage output, but also huge survivability. And starts to be hard because you're looking at the Dig lineup and you're thinking again, okay, well, we need to combo that Sett ultimate into Aphromoo follow-up of Chain CC on someone. And Akaadian can use a Trundle ultimate to try and shred, but here's an opportunity.
Ooh, Aphro going to be stopped by Huhi, but I think Huhi is the one really in trouble. Damonte there with a massive flank, does not get the stun, but Dignitas can't dodge everything. FBI is just charging into the back line, but here comes Viper once again to try and save the day. Damonte's out of there, he's already got the double kill. FBI into stasis, he goes with a stopwatch, but he does finally die to Akaadian. Damonte though getting low, he doesn't have his ulti this time. The pillar is good. That's a great shutdown there for Akaadian, as Hauntzer still getting chased by Akaadian and Froggen. Huhi though looking for the hook over the wall, and Dignitas will not overextend. A very critical 2 for 2.
Oh my goodness. So you see how close Viper was to dying. Damonte committed under the tower to try and kill Viper. He walks away with double-digit HP, and then Damonte gets chased down and killed by Dig on his way out. So great job there by Dig actually salvaging the situation, because he started out actually for the Golden Guardians as they get the base check in. Huhi is able to kite back out, and then Damonte is able to cut off most of the retreat with the Ekko. Big Shield comes in, they get the first double kill at the tower, then Viper ulting him under turret, gets FBI into a bad spot, and they are able to get him with the Haymaker on the outside. So Viper under turret, looks juicy, flashes in, tries to get the pullback on the Q, but Akaadian and Froggen chase him down, and Dig punished that attempt at the tower dive.
Look, you mentioned that the Cloud Soul makes the Ekko ultimate cooldown very short. Not that short, as Damonte perhaps overstepped his boundaries there, going for the last dive.
He saw the angle. He saw the angle. So
he did.
Good Viper, and yeah.
Well, 5,000 gold ahead still for Golden Guardians, as Damonte is back to his usual business of splitting one of these lanes. His TP is just about back up. It does pop off cooldown. And once again, inhibitor towers are not safe on the Dignitas side of the map. Not with Damonte with 3.5 items charging towards your base.
Meanwhile, Dig, they actually have a lot of power in numbers. As long as they play around Froggen, level 18 Orianna here, with the extra needlessly large rod in inventory, should be a decent ult to play around. We saw the big chunk last time.
Yep, Viper actually looking for Damonte here. Doing a pretty significant amount of damage. Stoneplate's good, but Damonte going to dodge the Haymaker damage, but still not feeling confident enough to straight up 1v1 the Sett. I mean, in a brawl, Sett's really good, both in-game and in his lore.
And with the Bramble Vest there, applying the Grievous Wounds whenever Ekko does even try and get passive procs and auto attacks the Sett, cuts the healing, so takes away part of the effectiveness there. He's going out of the ultimate, and Viper just not backing down, charges right into it, trying to force him off and allowing the rest of Dig to find that power in the front-to-back kind of situation with Johnsun and Froggen feeling very secure as long as they stand behind Akaadian, who's going full tank on the Trundle.
Yeah, I like the Bramble Vest, particularly against the Ekko, as you mentioned. Probably not going to get the 1v1 done if you only throw Qs as Ekko. So, basically always guaranteed to feel pretty good in that 1v1. And if he can contain the Ekko, that's a big step in the right direction here for Dig, as they are still feeling good about their Orianna in particular. And Johnsun's also scaling up. He's like almost finished 4 items. He has the Death Dance done, working on that Blade of the Ruined King. I suppose this next fight in 30 seconds around the Elder Dragon is going to tell us a lot, as an insta-TP back here from the Ezreal. Johnsun knows he has to be back out on the map for this next engagement.
All right. 20 seconds on the Elder Dragon, and we're going to have some fireworks. Damonte's actually flanking around early here. Teleport's ready, but they're going in.
Hook lands again. Damonte again trying to line up the flank. He wants the backline. He's going to zone them out, but Aphromoo going to be caught in the front side. Does have the stone plate ticking, but will fall to Damonte. Two-man shockwave there from Froggen as closer. Getting low, but still kiting back around. Damonte again moving back towards his teammates. They grab the double kill for the Ekko, and that's 2 clean ones there for Golden Guardians. That's going to be the Drake over.
Yeah, that's got to be Elder Dragon. This is the opening here for Golden Guardians. Dignitas are trying to trade it, but Golden Guardians don't have to commit everybody to doing the Elder Dragon. That's an easy epic monster to just have 2 people do, and they're fighting Dig off.
Oh, goodbye, Akaadian. Damonte. Again, I thought you were friends, but Damonte just slaps down Akaadian there. The Elder Dragon goes over, and Golden Guardians winning once again across both sides of the map as Hauntzer TP's in to try and get this last kill, but no cancel. Hauntzer read it too, knew what was happening, but Froggen does escape.
Yeah, regardless, with the Elder Dragon, they should be able to get Baron as well. And double epic objectives on 56 minutes into the game should signal a Golden Guardians push for the Nexus.
Yeah, certainly seems like it. We'll see this fight again. You mentioned it, the long flank here for Damonte, as Golden Guardians just slowly but surely kind of took the pieces apart in the front line.
Now you can tell Dig are trying to focus on FBI. They used Akaadian's filler on him, try and get the E out, but because Sett had to walk so far, Aphromoo's already dead by the time Viper gets there, and since they're unable to actually get that pressure on FBI, he then just gets focused down. FBI was able to use his Killer Instinct ultimate to gain the distance away from Viper, so couldn't have the same impact like he did last time in the teamfire where he got the ult on him under the tower. And then it's an easy split here. Damonte's got his ultimate ready, so they can just have the other members clean up Elder Dragon while he picks up the extras in the Baron pit.
Yeah, it's been, a simple one, but a very good decision, certainly, to split up and just make sure you don't, hey, what? The only recourse they have is to try and rush down the Baron, so let's make sure that doesn't happen. Golden Guardians easily recognize the situation and grab everything off the map. And as you mentioned, Kobe, it does feel like it's only going to be a 1 Baron game here for Golden Guardians. Not too much more that Dignitas can do, but we'll see if they can stitch something together here, because this game is set to end in this Baron buff.
Yep, 40 seconds left on the Elder Dragon, and they're already inside. Inhibitors turrets falling on all sides.
Oh, FBI is in there. Oh, the Haymaker going to keep him alive for a little while longer. There's the Elder Dragon, though, just lasering down Viper. And that'll be the base. Absolutely busted open. Damonte, oh, that was cute. You see that little Dignitas emote splash there to, say hello to his old team. But Golden Guardian is going to move in to finish off this Nexus. Froggen trying to defend the top in here. That's the only one left alive. Damonte continuing to wave hello to his old friends. But I just don't think Dignitas have anything left in the tank. The minions are doing the job at this point. Damonte with a big stun to finish off the game. And it's going to be carnage in the fountain as Closer tries to snipe Akaadian. Afro's getting low, will fall to FBI. Everyone's just styling on everybody else as Akaadian will be the only one left to watch the Nexus fall as Damonte desperately wants to dive his old friend, but they'll take the win instead.
Everybody had the Dig emo. He got the whole team to load up Dignitas emotes. He spams it over and over and over. You kept me in Academy, and you traded me away. And, man, that's got to feel good for Damonte getting his victory over that organization. And Golden Guardians start undefeated.
I like it. I mean, we saw a couple of emotes from different people in that game, but they saved that emote till the very end of the game. That's some high. We talked about Damonte like integrating into this team very effectively. That is the high level of team cohesion that he is bringing to this squad. Everyone with the dig emote to flash it at the end because they knew they were going to win, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you got to send a message, if you got to do some BM, you get everybody on board. Solidarity.
All right, well, it's time for a quick break, but on the other side, we'll have a chat from the Golden Guardians mid laner. Don't miss it.